What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about the Sixers trade deadline, and I'm basically going to give my overview and my thoughts on the matter. So, thanks so much for watching. Really, the highlight of the Sixers trade deadline was the acquisition of Pacers guard Buddy Hield. You know what you're going to get from Buddy Hield. He's been a signature sharpshooter in the league for years now. High volume three-point shooting on very solid efficiency. He's going to bring so much versatility to this offense through his movement shooting. Obviously, his knockdown, catch, and shoot game. Through the first 3 games, I've seen a lot of him in ball handling situations too, which he's done actually a pretty solid job in. Seems like he's the only one who actually passes to B-Ball Paul on a pick and roll. So, that's pretty nice. But, they just set so many actions for him. They moved him off ball, set him a lot of off-ball screens, some pin downs. Even saw a couple of Iverson screens in there. And, of course, the signature of Buddy Hield, the flare screen. Saw that run countless times with Maxey. That's going to get them quick open shots. It's really going to be a go-to play for the Sixers. And when Joel comes back, this is only going to expand. I can already see a scenario with Joe, Buddy, and Reese all on the same side as the floor. Probably a pick and roll between Joe and Reese with Buddy in the short corner. And that's going to be a really hard play for defenses to stop, because you really can't contain any one of those. If you send a double in one direction, Embiid or Reese is going to hit Buddy for a wide open 3. You're going to have to double someone in that scenario, so it's going to be a very difficult task for the defense, and most of the time I see a bucket ensuing for the Sixers. The second player that the Sixers acquired via the trade deadline was guard Cameron Payne, and I really see this as a projected depth piece for the Sixers with Kyle Lowry probably coming via the buyout market. But Cam's done a pretty solid job so far since he's been here. Been a serviceable floor general for you. He's created for others out of the pick and roll as well as for himself. Has shot a career high 40% from 3 this season, so you might be able to use him a little bit off ball. But generally, I think he's going to need the ball in his hands. And he's going to have his work cut out for him if he's going to acquire some minutes. He's really going to have to play well. With the Sixers making some key additions, they also made some key departures, the first of which being Daniel House, as well as a second-round draft pick traded to the Detroit Pistons. And this was simply just a money move, as well as opening up a roster spot. Daniel House was simply just not getting a lot of minutes, especially when this team is healthy. He's going to be a real long shot to make a playoff rotation. And this is going to only help the Sixers in the future. It's going to get them out of the first apron for this season, which is going to enable them to delve deeper into that category for the upcoming seasons. And really, it's going to have them face less of a penalty for doing so. It's going to give the franchise a lot more future success in terms of signing free agents or possibly trading for players for someone who's really not getting a lot of playing time right now. Next couple of departures for the Sixers occurred during the Buddy Hield trade, with shipping off Marcus Morris Sr. as well as longtime Sixer Furkan Korkmaz with a future second-round draft pick for Buddy Hield. Basically, everything that you're getting with Marcus Morris, the mid-range shot creation, the three-point shooting, you're going to be getting a heavier dose with Buddy Hield as well as on higher efficiency. You're basically trading a borderline rotation player and someone who was completely out of the rotation for a core rotation piece because of the logjam in Indiana with their backcourt. It does suck to give up the future draft capital with the second-round draft picks, but, when you're getting a core piece with Buddy Hield in return, everything that he brings to the offense, it's basically a must-do trade. You're not giving up any first-round draft picks. It's only second-rounders, and the Sixers address those second-round draft picks in later trades. The next trade to occur for the Sixers was shipping off guard Patrick Beverley to the Milwaukee Bucks for Cam Payne and a second-round draft pick. And I feel like the Sixers wouldn't have done this if they didn't know that Kyle Lowry would be coming via the buyout market. And the reason why they did this was because they feel like Kyle Lowry is a clear upgrade over Patrick Beverley. And I tend to agree with them. Patrick Beverley played really well here. I'm not going to discount anything that he did, but really just the offensive inconsistencies and sometimes the reluctant three-point shooting kind of hindered his ability, or I could see the Sixers seeing that hindering his ability to play in the playoffs. and they certainly feel more confident with Kyle Lowry in both those categories. Patrick Beverley played well defensively here, especially against larger matchups. He struggled against the quick guards. But I feel like that's an area that Kyle Lowry can also cover with the Sixers. And really, I feel like it was just a true upgrade to get Kyle Lowry over Patrick Beverley. So why not accumulate draft capital? It looks like a really good signing for the Sixers. Anyone that you could sign for the vet minimum, then shipping them off, getting future draft capital that you lost via a different trade. It's pretty much a win-win scenario. And Daryl Morey, I feel like, did a pretty solid job with this. The last trade of the day for the Sixers was shipping off guard Jaden Springer to the Boston Celtics for a second-round draft pick. I believe it is the better of the two between the Chicago Bulls and the Pelicans second-round picks. And I believe it's the 41st overall right now belonging to Chicago. So the Sixers do acquire some more draft capital that they lost via the Buddy Hield trade. But the reason why the Sixers made this trade was simply just because Jaden Springer's timeline hasn't matched up with the championship timeline that the Sixers envision. I really do like Jaden Springer. I felt like he would have contributed in some way in the playoffs. Probably on a very small dosage just because of his perimeter defense. He was really a lockdown defender for us this season. He played really well. Might have fouled a little bit too much, but I mean, you saw his perimeter defense. He did such a nice job with his hands and just staying in front of people. He limited dribble penetration. The one big issue, obviously, with Jaden Springer is just the offensive inconsistencies. Really couldn't develop that outside shot, even though I do feel he was getting better with it. But simply he was just not able to hit enough shots while here. Sometimes looked out of place in the offense. A lot of the things that Jaden Springer does well with dribble penetration and pull-up mid-range games with hop steps really is something that the Sixers don't need out of anyone on their roster with having Reese and Joel. So I feel like it's a solid move from the Sixers. I am sad to see Jaden Springer depart, however. All right, everyone, that was pretty much my thoughts on the Sixers trade deadline. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any opinions, feel free to post it in the comment section below. And thanks for checking out the video. Have a nice day.